Oh no, what happened? Oh, there it goes. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's episode of The Minds Game, where us friends play D&D on Tuesdays. If it looks a little bit different to you today, that is because we have some people who weren't feeling well and we wanted to keep everyone as safe as possible. So we are doing this at a remote area, but that actually works out better for you because you'll get, hopefully, if it comes up tonight, it will, a better look at the map that I have prepared. So thanks for joining us. Quick stuff to get out of the way. If you aren't already, please follow the channel. Please consider subscribing if you have the money for it and you'd like to. I still am awaiting the emotes that I uploaded to be approved by Twitch, so those should be up soon. But we do have emotes on the way. Don't forget to resubscribe if you Twitch Prime subscribed. Other than that, I think that's all on our side. Join us on not Thursday, no mini paint and chill. So the next episode of the Kale Jaw Peaks is on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday is back in Stylus. And also Valentine's Day. So we'll see if we're doing something.
Yeah, probably not.
Gross.
Yeah. So just be on the lookout. Oh, and if you have not already, make sure that you follow us on our socials to keep up to date with what's going on. We're at StreamOfNT on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And we also have our YouTube channel where we put all our VODs up. Prior to this session tonight, I want to bring to light something that I saw recently on Twitter. It is Black History Month. For those of you who did not know, February is Black History Month. And I would like to do our best moving forward to shout out African-American content creators out there who are doing an amazing job at what they do, not only in streaming, but in music and in writing and in life. So I would like to specifically shout out an individual some of you probably know, especially if you follow anything to do with Critical Role. Omega Jones, who is Critical Bard on both Twitch, Twitter, pretty much all of his socials, is an amazing streamer and content creator. I highly recommend you look at his content. He streams on a pretty consistent basis. You can find him on Twitch. But that's who I'd like to shout out. If any of the other individuals and players would like to shout out anyone, please do.
You stole my shout out.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's who I was going to shout out, but okay.
I know, Ben, you said you had someone.
Oh, I don't really know if it counts as like a D&D-esque content creator, but there's a band called Sycamore that's a like pop punk post-hardcore band that's really, really good, and their front man is black, which isn't very common, unfortunately, in like the pop punk genre. So give them a listen. They're nice and good and angsty.
The purest of punk forms.
Yes.
Chris, David, Kimmy, or Dee Dee, any of you have anyone you want to shout out?
Well, you stole my shout out, and I can't remember the other guy's name, so give me a minute while I look it up. Because you straight up stole mine.
If you don't have anyone, it's fine. I just sprung this on you like 5 minutes ago, so do not feel bad.
Well, I have someone else, but I can't remember his name. I'll think of it.
All right. Well, if you think about it throughout the night, just literally say, "Shut up, Wheeler. I've got something I have to say." You're pretty good at that. So, without further ado, we will dive back into the campaign. Last we left off, the party had made their way into this dungeon known as the Halls of Bonbadir, an old dwarven stronghold that was run by probably the line and lineage, as far as you know from what you read, of this dwarven lord known as Bonbadir. Making your way through the initial steps of the halls, running into a few creatures along the way, mostly constructs. You battled some of them within some kind of arcane laboratory. found a hidden entrance that led you to some kind of forge where you battled another one of these creatures, as well as what seemed to be a fire elemental. Found the magic items that were strewn about this forge itself, and took a long rest because of how exhausted you had felt from the travels thus far. During Astra's watch, finding what seemed to be about 15 undead individuals barred by a gate, just kind of standing there, cranking their necks and kind of looking at you, much to the dismay and creepiness of some of you. But you all now awake, refreshed after a long rest. Within this forge, the large set of double doors leading to a much more worked stone, seemingly hallway ahead of you. As you wake up, the warmth is still there. The light is still dim, as the forges are still technically lit, but not a threat to you anymore. And that waft of somewhat sulfurous heat is still coming towards you from these double doors that seem to lead deeper into this area.
As we're all starting to wake up for the, I guess not morning, I guess from the rest, I'm going to walk over towards the bar where the dead shit is.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and take a look at, like, their armor to see if I see any, like, emblems or, like, insignias or shit like that that I'd recognize.
Make a perception check.
20, unnatural.
20 unnatural. Okay. From what you can tell, they all seem to be dwarven in ancestry. None of them are wearing any armor that would be recognizable. In fact, the only thing that you can really see are straps of leather that seem to have rotted away over time. But they're all just standing there. And as you kind of get close, a few of them walk forward and start to try to reach through the bars and grab at you. But you're too far back and are too heavily armored for them, so...
As I'm just standing there looking, I look back towards the group and say, Kyren! Kyren!
What? Okay.
Come here.
I'm coming. What's up?
And I get down close to you and I whisper in your ear, tell him to go away.
Oh.
Tell him to shoo.
Hey, shoo. Okay, I'm kidding. Hold on. I have a thing for this. I can't remember what it's called right now, so give me a second while I pull up my character sheet, because I definitely forgot to do that before we started playing.
You talk to dead stuff. Can't you tell him in
I think
dead?
I can.
Just tell him in dead to fuck off.
I can. I'm pretty sure I can just like destroy them depending on. Can I pop a thing off to see if they're actually undead?
Yeah, you want to do. You have a. Is that
Eyes of the Grave.
Oh, Eyes of the Grave. Yeah. They are undead for sure.
Okay, cool. Then I will. But I don't want to like waste all of my abilities.
I already know they're undead.
Oh, okay. Do
By
we?
the fact that they're zombies.
I mean, that's fair.
That was pretty obvious.
Okay, well, I'd like to double check. Just.
Are you gonna try to destroy undead or?
Is this the direction that we need to go?
No, it's the opposite direction.
Why do you want me to get rid of them if we're not going this way?
Because they're creepy as fuck. Duh.
Okay, well, we could fight them.
No, just tell them to fuck off. You know what? I'm getting a second opinion. Brian.
I can't just tell them to fuck off.
Brian.
What? Huh?
Amir.
What? Huh?
So Kyron's being ornery and won't speak dead to them. Tell them to fuck off. Do you speak dead?
Do I speak dead? I don't. Hold on. What are we dealing with? Kyron, what's going on?
They're undead, but it's not in the direction we're going, and they seem pretty fine where they are. I don't see any reason for us to bother them.
Did you try telling them to fuck off?
Yeah, I said, "Hey, you, fuck off," and they just went.
Yeah,
they
but
just
you
went.
said it, but you didn't say in dead. Just say fuck off, but in dead.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around to them and go.
They kind of all stop for a second. And then you see like 5 of them start to just like crawl over each other and try to walk forward and grab through the bars. A few of them from behind start to like claw up and climb through and try to rake at you.
I guess I said come closer.
Well, now they're just being intolerant.
See, you did rah, 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 rah. You needed to do rah, 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 rah. It's a very complicated dialect.
Damn. Yeah, it is. I haven't studied it in a while, you know. I don't have it memorized up here anymore.
I'm kind of lacking in the magical department of things that kill a lot of things at once. So I say we just leave these fuckers alone and
see,
no harm, no
yeah,
harm.
I could do it, but I only have 2 actions for this. And if I waste it now and we come up against like, I don't know, an undead sea monster, I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna have that for later.
Wheeler,
that's my only thing.
DM question.
Okay.
Do these guys tend to be more on the fleshier side or the bonier side?
No, they actually look... They're very, very live. Almost like the desiccation that's showing on their body is actually... Like, it looks like their skin was tanned and kind of, like, sucked onto themselves. They don't have fleshy bits per se. It almost looks like they've been dried out.
The arms that are reaching through the tunnel, are they like super thin and emaciated?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna grab one of them and just karate chop one of their arms off.
Okay, make an attack roll.
I'm thinking that's correct. Wow, I nat wanted it. Amazing.
As you go to swing, it just kind of moves its hand back out of the way and you just go down. A couple of them try to grab at you, but
No.
Yeah, no. It's...
Definitely not. How long have they been not living? I was asking Kyron.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, repeat the question.
How long have they been not? Not with it.
Can I tell from just looking at them?
Make a medicine check.
Okay. Hold on while I move my dice around so I actually have space to roll my dice. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hold on. I'm on the wrong page, as always. Oh. Hello. Medicine is... That's a 23.
23. With the rate at which their bodies seem to have decayed, what best you can tell, a few centuries maybe. It is still very hard to tell even with that high of a roll, just because of the distance at which you have to look at them and the odd, seemingly well-preserved aspect of their skin, even though it is dried out and kind of sunken in on them.
I can't math. It's a 25.
Even still.
I just can't math. Okay. Probably like a few centuries.
Fuck. Can you imagine how fucking boring that would be? God.
That's
and I just walk
probably
away. I just ended at that. I just walk away from the grate.
I mean, that's probably why, and I'm just going to keep talking as we walk. That's probably why they're just, so excited to see us, because, they haven't seen one of us in a while.
That's true. So I go back to Fenris and I start, prepping him to move out. And as I'm prepping him, I sort of look around the room like, all right, so that way's the lab. Then I point towards where we came. That way's the mine, and I point down towards the mine area.
Mhm.
This room's the forge. That room, and I point back towards the grate with the dead guys, is the dead guy room. So what do we think that room is? And I point towards the closed double doors.
A room with living things in it.
Refresher question. Do we know specifically what is behind those doors, or is that still an unknown?
That
A
is
new car.
still unknown. All you know is that weird, warm draft is coming through from that direction.
Oh, right.
All right. And another dumb question. Did we long rest? Is that what we were in the middle of doing?
That's
Yeah, you guys
what we
just
did.
finished the long rest.
I have not pressed my fancy button, so I'm gonna press my button.
I pressed that last game, and it was very exciting.
It was. Make sure I have all my shit back.
I felt all new. As we're refreshing things, remembered the person that I was trying to remember before. Gabe. He does a lot of really cool things, but he's Gabe James Games on TikTok. That's where I follow him, and then I realized that I've been following him on Twitter for like years and didn't realize. But he does like a lot of really cool stuff, and apparently he's working on some really exciting things that has to do with like
Now,
D&D and all of that, and he's got some secret projects that he's not telling us, but
Secret project.
Secret projects. That's dope.
Yeah.
I'll have to give them a look.
he does a random cosplay sometimes of like Gilmore, which is great.
Oh, is he the guy who did the Gilmore cosplay?
Mm-hmm.
That is one sexy Gilmore, I will say
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that.
Yes.
But yeah, still unknown.
I'm gonna sit around this door, just ritual detect magic, see if I can just see anything that direction.
To a space out of 30 feet, as you cast the spell, you guys take the 10 minutes as you guys are preparing for the next leg of this journey. Nothing goes off on your sonar.
All right.
are there any gaps in the door, like underneath the bottom of it?
Yeah, it's not a perfect doorway. There are small gaps, even though it does look like a heavy stone and wood door, mostly stone. There are still gaps that allow draft to come through.
And we try and look through them.
Yeah, I'm gonna get down on my stomach and look through it.
I knew that's where you were going.
Okay, make a perception check.
You keep making me do these.
You're looking through something.
Can
13.
I guidance him because
You can guidance him, yes.
cool. You get a D4.
15.
You look through, and it looks to be a well-worked stone hallway on the other side. From what you can see, there is no light, so it is very hard to see, but...
I get back off on my knees and go, son of a bitch, and put my
You
goggles
were-
on, and I go look again.
Okay. With the same roll, you do see that it's a well-worked stone hallway that seems to lead on and then out of your vision.
It's just another hallway.
Damn, there's been
That's-
a lot of hallways.
Really stupid, but did we actually even try? And I just kind of pull on any kind of handles or anything I could find.
Oh, it immediately opens.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
Why did I think it was locked?
Because a lot of the times things are locked.
Yeah, we just kind of assumed that there was something wrong with it, I think.
I think it was that one time, when we first met, we had that one problem with that really big door, and just ever since then.
Right. Is everyone else up?
Yeah.
Flowers?
Yep. I go over to Zinnia. Are you alive? Oh no.
This is
couldn't
not
hear the
faring
Kimmy.
well for the end of this dungeon.
I could not hear the Kimmy.
I'm muted.
I said I'm okay for now.
Okay. All right. The one person we're trying not to die is still alive, so we can keep going.
That's great.
I promptly pick Zinnia up by like the shoulders and put her on Fenris.
Okay.
Stay. Well, fuck. Only one way to go, I guess. Well, that's not true. There's 3 ways to go, but the other 2 ways seem like they suck ass. So let's go this way. And I start walking down the hallway.
All right.
I'll follow.
I start walking through the hallway, and just to be painfully clear, I am checking for no traps.
Okay. Are
I
you
am taking a nice, big, bold man stride.
okay?
Oh god.
Are you leading Fenris, or are you just letting him follow at leisure?
No, I'm just gonna let Zinnia drive him.
Okay. So Ashter, Kyron, what's the rest looking like?
I'll lead up the rear.
Okay. Brian in the rear.
I am looking for all of the traps.
Okay. I will.
Slash anything following us.
Okay. I'll probably say Zinnia will probably be in the middle, and then Gideon will be behind them. Cool. So you guys begin walking through this hallway. The first thing, those of you who do have dark vision notice, it is a very well worked stone hallway. It looks like there was an effort made into making this look good. And about 100 feet down the hallway, you start to notice that there are unlit sconces on the wall, kind of worked into the stonework. And that's the first thing that kind of catches your attention. After another 500 feet or so, you start to notice that there are carvings in the wall that seem to be of like dwarven faces, just in like stern looks. They all match, but that is the second thing that you take note of. I will ask, are you guys...
Match being like they look like the same dwarf?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you guys being stealthy, or are you guys
Yes.
just walking through?
Nope. Stealthy.
Okay.
Nope.
I will say...
I will kill you.
For those of you who are stealthing, go ahead and make a stealth check for me. And Brian, since you are at the back of the track in the pack, I will say you can make a investigation check at disadvantage
Actually, Wheeler, give me a minute.
for looking for
Okay.
traps, because you're at the
Okay.
back.
I'm just looking for anything dangerous, honestly, because
Nope.
Oh my
that's
God.
a 10. Ashter is too distracted by the dwarf faces to be worrying about if he's making noise or not.
Okay.
Actually, now that you mention it, what is the sconce again? Remind me.
It's on the
Never mind.
wall.
But what is it?
It's like a brazier, like a where fire would be lit along a wall.
Is it something you can carry?
No, it is like built into the wall.
Okay.
that's a nat 1 for disadvantage investigation. So
You see
starting
nothing.
off strong.
On brand.
Yep.
So good at our jobs, guys.
Yep. I rolled a 13 for stealth.
Okay. The rest of you, if you're rolling stealth, will you let me know what you rolled?
A 19.
19? I'll say that's for you and Fenris, just to make it easier. And then Gideon.
I haven't rolled. Hold on.
You're all good.
as we're sort of walking along, Aster just starts commenting and be like, man, whoever dwarf this was, he was real into his face. Are you guys seeing these dwarf faces? It's like the same guy.
Isn't I think this isn't this place the him, that guy.
Do you think this is the Bombledrum?
I mean, if it's Halls of Bumble Blimble Blimble, I have to assume that this is Bimble Bumble.
I suppose that would make sense. It definitely does look more regal in this part than it did everywhere else.
Yes, the technical term, a bimble bumble.
I don't know about you guys, but that sounded for realsies. My ADD brain was like, yes, I understand everything they are saying. It's like when you watch a commercial and they're like, you want do blood this far.
Sniff, snuff.
Go near.
Skeptic, snap.
Do touch. You're like, uh-huh.
So it's literally just like a well sort of like carved out hallway with dwarf faces in it.
Yeah.
That's all I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. How many dwarf faces have we passed so far?
As you guys keep walking, they're spaced out one every about 20 feet or so. So at this point, you've probably passed about, say, 8 on each side.
When we get to the 5th one, you know how when kids are walking by like a guardrail or shit, they'll like rub their hand on it?
Yeah.
As we're passing by them, I'm going to keep smacking each one in the nose.
Okay. So you just say, go across, go across,
Yep.
go across. Okay.
Yep.
It's about the 15th one, actually, where you hit it. And all of you within the hallway see this like pale green light come from both sides of the hall and just kind of envelop all of you, and you feel this sickening feeling take over you. I need all of you to make Constitution saving throws for me.
No, I refuse.
21.
Wow.
20.
You said con?
Yeah.
22.
Not bad.
Kimmy, you're muted.
Yeah, I got 5.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
And Gideon.
On save?
Yeah.
13.
Okay. So Gideon and Zinnia, you both kind of caught off guard by this. The rest of you decently protected in a constitute way, or are just lucky. Kind of shield yourself from it and kind of just shake off the feeling. Gideon and Zinnia, you kind of feel this like sickening feeling come over you, and you kind of like retch for a second, and kind of have to double over just in pain, and your eyes kind of get stars in them, and you have to blink for a second before they go off, but you realize that you are extremely tired. You both gain 1 level of exhaustion.
Cool.
And as you look at the dwarven face that you touched as you passed it, there are these like kind of slightly sunk in where the eyes are, green gems that kind of are holding some of that color and seemingly starting to glow brighter and brighter as you sit and look at it.
Okay, 2 things. 1, that was on me. I'll take that one. 2. Can someone come look at the dwarf statue with green eyes staring at me, please?
Sure.
Okay. Make an investigation check if you're looking at it.
Wow. Oh, that's a 20. Unnatural.
Not bad. It seems magical in some way, you've gathered.
It seems magical in some way.
And
I've gathered.
there's no real saying as to how it got triggered. But based off of your look around, with eyes, it probably saw something that it didn't like and was activated by that.
Interesting. I think we just looked at it the wrong way.
Let's keep going.
All right, you guys continue moving forward at a stealthy pace.
I'm going to stealth now.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth check.
Stealth.
Well, with my disadvantage and a nat 1, it's a 2.
Wow.
Now, trying to be stealthy, Astra is moving with an ever more loud clanging noise as you guys are walking through this hall, and it's echoing across each one of the walls and kind of making each of you uneasy with each step, and you kind of are just growing slightly ever so angry with Astra. Before, on the edge of your vision, it looks like this hallway opens up into a larger room.
Is there anything in this room?
Yeah, as you guys, I was taking a drink, but yes.
Sorry, you're so far away. I can't
I know.
tell what you're doing.
And
there's like a laptop blocking you.
I know. I'm just gonna hide underneath it and be like, no. As you guys walk into the room, there are a few things that catch your eye. One, there is a very large stone doorway that sits off to your right that has pictures and scenes of some individual or some happening chiseled into it. It is a large, like, double stone door that is along the wall. You also, to your left, see what look to be about 7 statues, each of which different in size and shape, but all seem to be along the same lines of dwarves. And as you all step into the room, Astra kind of trips over something and falls on the ground with a loud clang. But as you fall to the ground, Astra, you feel something sink beneath your back. And both, you now see across the way there's another hall that leads off in the same direction that you were going. And the doorway behind you, 2 large stone just barriers fall into place. And then, spoken in a language that only Zinnia understands, Zinnia, you hear the following words. I'm sorry if I butcher this accent. David, you caught me off guard. I just saw your your message. I was like, and then it just popped up. I was like, Jesus. Those who enter shan't fear this room or worry about its duty. For safety comes to those who know from where comes dwarven beauty. And as that phrase ends, you all kind of feel this like rumbling beneath your feet, and the floor starts to part. And from the small crack from what you can see, it looks to be about a 120-foot drop probably to large stone spikes that currently have a number of skeleton bones on them. What do you guys do?
Is the entire floor like separating
Panic.
apart?
Mm-hmm. The only thing that is not currently moving as you're looking around is the doorway that has steps leading up to it. The steps are actually staying in place. It looks like they're attached to the wall where this doorway is, and each of the 7 statues are also stood in place and attached to the wall in some way.
Oh, just instantly. Just get on the wall. I just start... Get up myself on the ceiling.
Okay.
Spider-Man!
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And in
Hey, Wheeler,
Spider-Maybe...
can you change the background music, please?
I can speak.
You want me to change it?
Yeah.
Yes.
No. I'm gonna Spider-Man this bitch. Because I can just cast web at will, and I'm just gonna start, whip.
Oh my gosh, he's actually Spider-Man.
He's
You're
actually
casting
Spider-Man.
web on the...
Yeah.
Let's see if this helps.
Wow.
This is not. How about this?
So you all don't fall onto death.
Okay. So you cast it, and all of you are thrust into... trying to find one that makes the most sense.
If we can just get rid of
Piano.
stolen piano in a corner of a haunted house, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Just keep going.
Is that really what it's called?
No, it's not.
I can only assume.
I wish.
It's that piano from Mario 64. It's just sleeping.
I'm trying to find it. You cast web on them, and all of you are now held in space
Ah!
above and stuck as the floor is opening beneath you.
Well, at least we have time to think.
So what do you guys do?
Did you say there were skeletons? Where are these skeletons?
There's skeletons beneath you where the floor is opening up, and I don't know if Zinni has shared with you what the sound said. All you guys heard was something in a language you don't understand, and then the ground started opening up.
It's just
Cool.
Welsh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I share it with the group.
Okay.
I don't know what this means, but
I don't know what that means.
Wheeler, for the sake of those that can't remember what you said 5 minutes ago, could you maybe put that floor
those of us with,
maybe in the chat?
With ADD, please repeat this.
Yeah, I will repeat it for you. It says, "Those who enter shan't fear this room." Or
Wheeler,
worry."
I mean like text. Can you give us text to
yeah.
read?
Give me 1
Put it
second.
in the Twitch chat.
I'm not watching the Twitch chat.
I'm not either.
Just somewhere where we can read
Well,
it.
then Dee Dee and Chris don't get to know, do they?
I can't have too many things
fine.
open. My internet sucks.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's because I love you guys so much. How about this one?
Oh, interesting. I don't know what that means.
Quick, where did dwarves get their beauty from?
What do I know about Dwarven beauty?
Make a history check.
That is a
This doesn't help because it's still
that is an 18.
18. You know that dwarven beauty comes from many places, whether it's a heavy-bosomed woman bringing beer to an individual, a beautifully long beard, or a nice, well-crafted axe?
Helpful.
Quick, does anyone have a pint of ale?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? Bosom of a woman, pint of ale, well-crafted axe, well-crafted axe. And I click open my axe and I just hold it up in the air while still dangling in a web.
Okay. The floor is now about halfway open, by the way. You guys are literally starting to sag in this web.
Are we just suspended in the air now?
Currently, yes, some of you are.
As the floor's kind of opened up and more of this pit is there, I'd like to just kind of also just start kind of webbing like around the opening. So it just kind of seems like even if the web they're in starts to break, they'll just kind of have something to land on.
Okay.
That's not death.
Not an issue. You are using what you got at your disposal.
So I can do that at will, baby.
Okay, so you said you
Are
pulled out
any
your
of the
axe and did
statues
what?
holding axes?
From what you can see in this moment, a couple of them are. There are about 3 of them that are. As you are taking a look with your passive perception, you see out of the 7 of them, there are 2 women and 5 men. 4 of the men seem to be of bulky stature, seem to be younger. Another one seems to be much, much older, with like a very, very long beard almost down to the feet. The 4 of the younger ones, 2 of them have axes, or 3 of them have axes, my apologies. One of them has a tankard of ale, and of the 2 women, one of them is well bodiced, and the other one is seemingly a woman carrying a couple tankards of ale.
Fair question, David. Is your web just like a rope that you make, or is it sticky?
Let me check this out. I'm pretty sure it's sticky.
Oh boy.
I'm pretty sure I've gone full Spider-Man here.
Yep.
Yeah, I can cut you down if you want.
Nope, I'm good. Dangling over a death pit. I think I'm good where I am for now. I'm going to try and wriggle my way closer to the statues. If there is a passage of webs to get there.
I believe it's... Hold on. Let me pull it up. Mass thick... Yeah, if you can cast it at will, you've pretty much covered everything. You're restrained, so you'd have to break free.
What is that? Athleticism? Athletics?
Strength check against David's DC. Or
Well, okay. Another nat 1. Really? Okay, that's cool.
You are stuck.
That's my 3rd nat 1 of the night.
Well, good thing you're getting him out now.
I mean, can I just let them go? Like, I can...
You can
Please
get
don't.
rid of the web.
Yeah, I can. I mean, I like to, since I'm describing this so you don't drop them into death. I've got it, so I wanted to have it so that there's like a layer of web, like acting as another floor between where the floor was and the death spikes or whatever.
Okay, you can do that.
Yeah. And I'll let the original web go so they can kind of land on that other webbing floor.
Okay. So you land on that webbing floor, and now can move about freely if you wish, having figured this out in a way and taken a moment. The floor is now about 3/4 of the way. opened. It's a very quick moving floor, but it's also been about a minute and a half now. As you guys are just trying to figure out what to do.
I'm gonna try and wriggle now that I've been released to the subfloor of web. I'm going to try and wriggle my way closer to the statues again.
Okay. You can make it this time, I will say.
Okay. Once I'm close to the statues, is there any like writing on them, or is there anything that distinguishes them?
The only thing that distinguishes them is that they are well made, they're not desecrated, and they are, like I said earlier, of varying gender, all dwarven, and of varying ages. And on the wall themselves, they are not attached to the floor.
All right, what the fuck are we supposed to do with this shit? The staircase and the door on the other side of the room, is it still open? Like it didn't close or anything, did it?
The staircase side where the large stone door is currently still attached to the wall. The two hallways that were on either side that you could see, including the one you claimed through, there was a large stone door that kind of is now blocking those paths. You guys are trapped in here, basically.
Love it.
Are there like any clues on the walls, like anything that somebody's written, or is there anything the skeletons are wearing that might?
That should help out a little bit. Let me turn the music down.
Be helpful, or can I look for clues?
Make a investigation check.
Okay.
The only clue that you were given was what was said.
Oh, cool. That wasn't great. That's an 11.
An 11?
Yeah.
As you're looking around, everything seems pretty just in its place. There isn't really anything that's giving you an idea. You're thinking back on what Zinnia told you, whatever this word or phrase that was said was, and it's just not making much sense to you right now.
Oh.
Act of desperation. I'm going to pull out my Twig Blight amulet, which I think, yeah, cool. Got charged back. So, one charge. I'm gonna pull it out and whisper into it. The thing that dwarves think are beautiful.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Motherfucker.
Oh my
It's a
god.
natural 3. It's 8 overall.
Stop rolling with that.
Yeah.
I'm rolling with the virtual dice.
I know. Stop.
It just shrugs at you. Was that the last charge?
No.
Okay. It just shrugs at you then.
Every time I have asked you anything, you have been completely useless. I just want you to know that.
It just shrugs back at you again.
I flick it off.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna go touch one of the statues. Fuck it.
Okay.
Just the nearest one. I'm just gonna go slap my hand on it.
Okay, roll a d8 for me.
Thanks, Wheeler. It's a 3.
A 3. You immediately walk over to one of the dwarven statues that is of a seemingly middle-aged dwarf, and it has an axe in its hand, and you are like, axe, yeah, let's try it. And you kind of hold onto the axe and try to move it, try and touch around on other parts of the statue. Nothing happens.
For once, I actually think Asher's got a good idea, and I'm going to just kind of start moving my hands around, just kind of poking and prodding at some of the other ones.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
Basically, until something happens.
While he's doing that, I'm going to get my own axe out, and standing in front of the one that's in front of me with the axe, I'm going to just take the exact same pose as it with my axe.
Okay.
Ha, nope, that's a 10.
10?
Yeah.
This is how we all die.
Yeah, you guys are just sitting there. The floor is now fully open. The web is starting to sag quite a bit.
I will support it with more webbing.
Yeah, you
I can
just
do it, baby.
you're starting to support it more. Hopefully, you guys figure this out before an hour ends. But
if we don't, we deserve to die.
fair point. With a 10, you narrow it down to looking at a few of them and realize that a couple of the middle-aged male dwarfs don't seem to have any part of them that would, or in any way might be something that could be pulled or touched to figure out whatever this riddle is. So you've narrowed it down to 5. You have the one that Asher, actually you've narrowed it down to 4 because you realize the one that Asher doesn't work either. You've got the 2 female dwarves. You've got an older brutish looking dwarf with an axe in his hand as well. And you have the super old dwarf with the down to his foot beard.
Do any of them look like the dwarf bust that we repeatedly saw in the hallway?
Make a quick perception check, trying to put 3 and 3 together.
15.
The male dwarf that is the younger one looks nothing like it. You could gather that the older dwarf might be an aged up version of the dwarf you saw in the hall.
At this point, I'm just standing staring at these statues with Brian. And I look at the old one and I go, I think that might be Bambalance.
Gonna walk up to the Beyblade statue and pull on his beard.
Okay. As you pull on his beard, there is a scraping stone against stone sound, and then a very heavy click. As even though now the floor is opened, it is now slowly closing, and with the same amount of slowness, the doorways to the side halls are opening as well.
Huh.
Well, that was fucking easy. We just had to guess which one was Bomba John.
It's a bunch of little boo clues.
Yeah, I'm really not good with riddles.
Same, bud. Once the door's closed and there's still a fuckload of web everywhere, I look at Brian and say, so can you clean up your sticky white mess?
It's gone.
Yeah, you guys climbed closer to the walls where you can actually stand, and as it closes and the web starts to get kind of crunched into the middle of it, I will say all of you are out. Fenris has a hard time getting out of it, but you do manage to
Buddy.
Good boy.
get him out before it crushes him between the two pieces.
Oh
And
my god,
as...
Wheeler.
What?
That was so graphic.
Fucking brutal.
I mean, that's what would have happened.
Ben was just...
As you guys take a breath and just kind of shake your heads in amazement of some level of aghast stupidity. I don't know.
Mostly that one.
The large stone doors on both sides click into place, and you hear a heavy in front of you where the 2 stone doors are currently stationed.
To the throne room, I guess?
Probably be a good guess.
How far away? Once we get a little closer to the door, I'm gonna take my amulet out again, my little twig dude, and say, "Don't fuck me on this one, okay?" Celestial blood flower.
There's about a 10-second pause as you say this, and it just kind of looks up at you. And even though it doesn't have eyes, you can feel them with a sense of distaste upon you.
Fucking hate this little thing.
However,
It so much.
does point in a downward angle off to where if you are facing the doorway, it is facing downward and pointing downward and to the left.
According to my fucked up asshole amulet thing that can find stuff, it is that way. And I point towards the corner of the floor where it was pointing.
Finally, some actual direction.
I don't know what door leads that way. As I continue just pointing towards the floor. Do we dig?
I feel like that would be a really long time digging.
Yes.
I feel like there might be an easier way.
I'm gonna walk up to the big double doors that were in front of us up the stairs.
Okay.
Is there like a knocker or anything?
No knocker. There is what seems to be a handle built into the door for like leverage of pushing and opening.
I look back at everyone and just kind of shrug. Door? Listen, every time I do stuff, bad things happen and you guys get mad at me, so I figured I should start asking.
Hey, no, I've already kind of used my smart plan for the night. Day. What time is it? I don't know.
Morning, I think.
Rather than opening the door, Wheeler, I'm gonna knock on it.
Okay. There is a very loud sound that echoes back the way into the room and through the halls and seemingly into whatever room is beyond these doors. And about 5 seconds after, you hear again the sound of stone scraping on stone as the doors start to open.
Huh. This room was unlocked too. At this point, I'm gonna go back to Fenris with Zinnia still on him and just get on Fenris too and just have Zinnia behind me.
Okay. How are you guys entering this room? If you are entering this room.
I'm gonna go second to whoever's going first.
Okay.
I'll go first. Okay.
Okay. Zinnia,
I'll
you're
be
on.
in the next near Brian.
Okay. So you, Ashter, and Zinnia, and then I guess Gideon the rear. Okay. Give me 1 second. Change this over for you guys so you guys can see what's going on. As you walk into this very large, aptly put by Ashton actually, seemingly throne room. And you walk into it. The first thing that you notice is that there is a small, elongated pool in the center of it, surrounded by a few pillars that lead up and a stairwell that leads up to what look to be a couple of tables and, rightfully so, a throne. The room is quiet, And that quiet is relatively interesting, being as it has been throughout the rest of this area that you've traversed through. You continue walking forward, and you get that waft, and this time it's warmer. And it fills the whole room. Moving forward ever so slightly, you can see that on either side of the throne, there are doors. On the right, there's one large, ornate door that seemingly is reminiscent of, for those of you that have been in throne rooms, leading off to probably some kind of living quarter for whoever ruled this area. To the left, you see what seems to be a heavy iron, solid slab door. And for those of you who have had run-ins with the law or are part of it, you know that this leads to most likely some kind of dungeon area where prisoners were kept. You all continue moving forward. In the general area. Zinnia, there's something that you notice out of the corner of your eye as you guys are somewhat quietly moving forward. As you look down into the pool that you guys are passing, at the angle that you're at, there looks to be some kind of large statue that's attached to the ceiling in some way. And for a brief second, you swear that it moves. And before you can really say anything, Brian, at the front of the pack, you hear the sound of something unattaching from stonework. And a heavy... as in front of you lands what looks to be about a 14, 15 foot tall statue with a large hammer of some kind in its right hand. As you're looking at it, you realize that it's not a statue. There seems to be some kind of cloth over its head, almost completely encapsulated in black. And there's this breathing that you can see where its head would be as this cloth just kind of ripples ever so slightly. As it just kind of scans across all of you, you and Zinnia and the rest of you notice that it has things that it's wearing. And as it kind of solidifies back down on you, Brian, you watch as from navel to right below the belly button, bottom of sternum to below the belly button. I know, Doctor. I know.
Wait.
From sternum to below the belly button, a large mouth opens, and a tongue
What's that?
just kind of
What's
licks
this
its
thing?
lips. As before you, a
Nice.
large creature forms and begins to lunge for you and that is where we're going to take a break. So everyone can get prepared for this before we do it.
We're not going to like this very much, are we?
We'll see. For those of you who are just joining us, thank you. We will be right back, though. We're going to take a quick break. Yeah. So we will see you shortly. We back. If it'll load. Are you gonna load? Okay, you loaded. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the long break. We are back in action. So last we left off, this large creature landed in front of you, Brian. So, if I could have everyone roll initiative for me, I would very much appreciate it.
No.
I refuse.
Oh wow, that was so bad.
18.
5.
And don't forget, Wheeler, I got to go in about an hour.
Yep.
I elect
7.
David to Jaeger me.
I can stay a bit longer, but if we can stay under 11, that would be great.
That is the plan.
Cool.
Oof. That is, I believe.
Who else?
it's
Who else
16.
is exhausted along with me?
Zinnia.
Because initiative is an ability check.
Yes, it's at disadvantage.
Great.
With us having level 1 exhaustion, all of our ability checks is disadvantage.
All right, Brian, what did you get?
16.
Okay, and Zinnia?
5.
5. Oh, wow. Okay. So, top of the initiative round is... also, hi, Dana. Dana's in chat and said hi to David and Chris and I. But... All right, so top of the initiative round is Ashter. You are currently on Fenris with Zinnia behind you. And this large creature is just kind of surveying the area. Large, gaping mouth coming from the mid-torso. Tongue lashing out in this very long, large sledgehammer to its side.
I'm gonna just sort of yell to Brian. Brian's in front of me, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna just yell at Brian. Bad guy, right?
Yeah, bad guy. Fucking kill it.
Bad guy, yeah, bad guy. I'm going to turn behind me as I'm in one fluid movement. I'm going to turn around in my saddle, push backwards, and yell, "Sorry!" and push Zinnia off.
Okay. So, Zinnia, you are...
It's fine. I'm okay. Kind of.
Ashter, what else do you do?
What are those black plates in front of it?
That's the pool. It is like a shallow pool, like not even a foot deep.
Is it black water like that?
Yeah, it is a reflective surface.
But I can tell like where the bottom is.
Yes. Because of your dark vision.
Do I trust it?
Do you trust your dark vision?
No, do I trust that it's just a pool of water?
You can make a free perception check if you would like.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
It's a 10.
It looks just like a pool of water.
Cool. On Fenris, I'm going to charge to the thing's right side that doesn't have the hammer in it.
Okay.
Through the pool of water.
Get through it easily.
It was just a pool of water.
Just
Thank
a pool of water.
God.
It splashes a little bit.
And as I do that, I'm going to bonus action Shield of Faith myself.
Oh, yay.
Oh.
As if your AC wasn't high enough.
It's now a 25.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
I mean, until you is Shield of Faith concentration.
Yes.
It is for
So until you get hit.
10 minutes.
Wheeler, you have those condition markers.
That I do. Give me 1 second. That's your bonus action.
And that with my bonus action. With my action, I'm going to take out my axe and just aim for this thing's right leg as I'm riding up and just do a forward hand and then flip it around and do a backhand.
All right, go for your attacks.
That is a 26
26 will definitely hit.
and 28.
Both will hit.
Wow. Both of those were nat ones on my rolls for damage. That was 18 slashing.
18 altogether. You watch as it does take the hits, and you notice that it has a very oddly like stone quality to it. Even though it looks almost fleshy, it has this hardy aspect to its body, and the hits, you can feel the reverberation coming back up your arm. It is a stocky creature. But
Like, is it made of metal?
not metal. It feels like it's made of stone.
Ah.
But nevertheless, your hits get through, and they seem to have done damage. It now turns to you and kind of looks at you, and you watch as the mouth snarls, but the face where the cloth seems to be moving just kind of ripples ever so slightly, like it's gasping or kind of breathing unnaturally. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna let out a little whimper, and that's the end of my turn.
All right, Brian, you're up. Gideon, you're on deck.
Cool.
All right. I'm going to take a look at this big ugly mug in front of me. Say, all right. I figure this is gonna happen at some point. And just be like, all right, everyone, hit it as hard as you fucking can, and cast Fairy Fire on it.
Fairy Fire. All right. So, it has to make a dex save.
A dex save.
Dex save. Sure, hold on. Yep, all right. No, that is a fail. Roll the natural one.
Yes.
So it is very fired, and that's within a range. Are you going to be hitting Astra?
What?
Sorry, I walked away. That's within a range. Are you hitting Astra as well?
Is there any way I can move so it is not hitting Ashter?
Yeah, I'll say you can angle it towards the back end to make sure that it doesn't hit Astra.
Yeah, I'll do
It
that.
does Still hit this creature.
Wheeler, you may not give me an answer to this because it's not my turn anymore, but now that I'm up here towards the steps next to this thing and looking back towards the throne, do I see anyone else?
This is going to be Fairy Fire. No, you do not see anyone else.
Cool.
All right, so it is officially Fairy Fired and about 20 feet in front of you.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to inspire Zinnia. I'm just going to look up and be like, all right, flowers are almost through this. You're not dying on us now.
Take your inspiration. You gonna move or you just gonna stay there?
I'm going to move behind one of those pillars.
Okay. Alright. That is your action, bonus action, and movement. Gideon, you are up. Kyron, you're on deck.
Okay.
How high is the ceiling?
It's a decent ways up. I would say it's probably about, from the angle that you can see, 60 feet.
Cool. Gonna cast Levitate on the boy.
Okay. What's the save on that?
It is a con save, DC 17.
Success. It's a 21.
Fuck him. Bonus action, Rook is going to use a charge of the Rod of Spell Storing to cast second level Catapult.
Okay.
They need to make a dex save, which is is also a DC 17.
Fail. It is
Fuck
not
yeah.
a very dexterous creature.
Oh, you mean the giant aberration thing with a giant ass sledgehammer?
Yeah.
So give me that 3d8. Give me 1 second.
You're all good. Kyron and Zinnia, you're on deck
Oh,
together.
it's not too bad. 15 damage.
15.
Fuck. I know you're not going to answer me if I get this right, but is this thing one of those things from Shadowfell that's like the really tall, skinny, creepy black things that are really dangerous?
I
This
don't.
this only got added to 5e in Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Oh.
This one's very new.
Oh, shit.
Correct.
Shit, I don't even know these monsters.
Nope.
That's
I
the
know
point.
of it. I know 0 about its stat block. Like, even I know Wheeler can change whatever, but like I literally do not know this apart from the thing's name. That's it.
So this thing's
Wheeler,
brand spanking new.
Yep.
yes. Well, it's not new to D&D, but it's new to 5th edition. Me and Rook are both going to go sort of as far as we can towards Brian.
What's movement?
Mine is 30, Rook's is 40.
Rook can get right behind Brian.
That's cool. He'll do that.
Okay. That's the end of your turn. Kyron, you're up. Zinnia, you're also up. You guys are kind of at the same time.
Okay. I am going. Why am I talking jester voice? I do. No, I'm going to. I'm gonna cast Spirit Guardians.
Ooh, good choice.
Yeah,
What do your
Spirit Guardians.
look like?
Oh, I did not think about that. Also, it's 4th level.
Okay.
Oh no, I did not think about that. I don't know, something spooky.
It's just like a shroud of ravens flying around.
Yes, that's exactly
baby
what it
ravens.
is.
All right, so
Oh, baby ravens.
the ravens are around you as you cast a spell and pull from the shadows.
Just gonna fucking murder of crows yourself right now.
That's your action.
Yes.
All right, bonus action.
I can't really do anything with my bonus action.
Okay, you gonna move?
Yeah, I'll move. Where's Brian?
Everyone's moving towards Brian. Right behind Rogue.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna move the other direction.
Okay.
Betrayal.
Radius for Spirit Guardians?
It's 15 feet.
15. Okay, it's still out of the range, but it
Yeah.
is surrounding you.
I'm trying to protect myself.
Okay.
It's in back.
Zinnia, you are up.
But not literally though, because I pushed you on the ground.
Yeah, you're currently prone, so I'm going to assume you're gonna.
I'm gonna start off simple and just cast Blight and see if this thing will take it.
What's the save on that Constitution?
16.
No, it fails. The 15. Got a really high con bonus, but it rolled real low.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I was muted. 30.
30. Not bad. You see it take the damage, and it doesn't seem to shrug any of it off. It's now looking at all of you in a manner that seems angered, but it still seems to be scanning you somehow. You're not
Hey, Wheeler,
quite sure why.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
So this thing has a mouth on its stomach
Mm-hmm.
and a bag on its head.
Sort
I
of.
need you to, as a DM, describe to me how I think this thing looks angered with a bag on its head.
The mouth is flaring more and drooling, and also slightly bloodied.
Sure.
Thank you, friend.
You're welcome. Is that the end of your turn? Are you gonna move?
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Where am I on the screen?
You are in the back right here. You are half movement right now because you were prone. Unless you didn't want.
I'll stay where I am. I don't need him attacking me right now.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay. Well, it is its turn now. You watch as it looks across, scans all of you, and then kind of almost feeling the energy that it just got hit with. You watch as it takes its hammer and throws it straight at Zinnia.
Uh-oh.
No, like,
That's a dirty 20 to hit,
Whoops.
which I'm assuming hits.
Yeah, that hits.
All right.
Yeah, it does.
You
Rude.
take 22 points of force damage as this hammer slams into you, and you're kind of nearly pushed back, and it kind of just falls to the ground. The hammer does as it kind of looks out towards each of you. Its next attack is going to be towards Ashton. Going to attempt to swipe out at you with its claw. That is a 23 to hit, so no. Kind of lift up your shield, or your shield of faith, rather, does. You then watch as the creature disappears from this space and shows up right next to Zinnia with the sledgehammer back in his hand.
Lovely.
Then it is going to move her around Zinnia back this way and get a better vantage point on everything. That is the end of its turn. At the top of the round, Aster, you're up.
Seeing this thing just boop out of existence. I've seen Gideon do something like this before, right?
In a way.
I'm going to turn around and sort of take a half second to assess what the fuck just happened. And then I'm going to charge at it saying, oh fuck, this thing knows how to blinky blink. And how far away is it from Fenris? Can I get there within 50?
Yeah. It's like right at the range of it, but you do manage to get right up on it.
Okay, cool. When I get there, I am... Yeah, I'm gonna hit it 2 more times.
Okay, roll those attacks.
19.
Hits.
A nat 19. It was a 30 overall. And a nat 1. That's a 12.
Yeah, 12. Well, unfortunately, that hit. You go for the first swipe, and the second one, it just kind of slams its sledgehammer down in the way of the axe, and it hits into it with this loud, like, ding, that kind of rings throughout. But the first one does manage to impact.
That one's 16 slashing damage. Bonus action.
Okay.
Actually, nah, I'm gonna save that. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you watch as it looks around at all of you, sees you, and then glides into the ground and vanishes from sight.
It's just like through the ground?
Yep.
Is there like a hole where it was?
No. It just glides into the ground.
Okay, from what I do now, I know you're taking it off the rails. Because I specifically remember these things being tunnelers. So all bets are off now.
I'm gonna look back at honestly anyone who will listen to me. Are we fighting another fucking ghost?
I mean, you punched it, didn't you?
Yeah, but I
Like a
punched the
ghost?
other ghost too.
Did it feel the same as the other ghost?
A little, yeah. Fuck, we're fighting ghosts.
Brian,
That's the end of my turn, bud.
Brian, you're up. Gideon, you're on deck.
I can't see anything, right?
Yeah,
'Cause it's-
you watched it literally blink from existence, and then you heard like the sound of it behind you. And you kind of looked back, and as you're like turning around, Astra's up on it, and then it just kind of glides into the ground.
Can I see anything in the back of the room?
Like way back here.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah, if you look up there, there's a couple tables, it seems like, and a throne, as well as a couple doors on either side.
All right, I'm gonna try to get as close to that throne as possible.
Okay.
If I see that thing pop up, I'm gonna ready Eldritch Blast to just try to pop, pew pew it.
You get to the top of the stairs. All right, so you ready your action to cast Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
All right. Bonus action, anything?
Bonus action. I was gonna hex it, but now it's gone. So Is anybody hurt yet? Like significantly?
Zinnia
got
took a
hit.
big bonk.
Am I in healing word range of Zinnia?
60 feet, right?
Yes, you're right on the cusp.
Yeah, then I will healing word Zinnia. I'm gonna do that at 3rd level.
Okay. Roll that healing.
Hey,
Um,
okay. That is 13 points back.
Nice, not bad.
Thanks, bud.
All right. With that, Gideon, you're up. Kyron and Zinnia, you're on deck.
I'm still like 10 feet from Zinnia, right?
Yes.
Or like 5 feet. I'm gonna move over. Give her one of the platinum rings that is needed for the spell. Cast Warding Bond. And then me and Rook are going to head off towards where in the direction that Brian is. Rook will stay closer to Brian instead of following me over.
It's right behind Brian. You get right around the pillar.
Cool.
All right. That's the end of your turn.
Rook is going to do nothing.
Okay. Kyron and Zinnia, you guys are up.
I'm muted, sorry. I don't really have a lot because it just disappeared. So I'm going to move towards Zinnia.
Hey, Wheeler, quick question.
Quick answer.
Didn't Brian fairy fire it?
Yes.
Oh,
Just-
yeah.
So can we not see it still?
It's under the ground.
Ah,
Yeah, fairy fire stops invisibility, which is why I was asking specifically, like, if it, like, vanished or if it...
No. It like melded
Physically
into the
moved.
ground.
oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's an issue.
Yeah, just slightly an issue. I mean, I really can't do anything. I'm holding concentration.
Yeah, for Spirit Guardians. So.
I'm gonna pull out my axe
Okay.
and hold an action of attacking it,
Okay.
and just say, "Hey, Zinnia, you okay?" And that'll be my turn for now, I guess.
Okay. Zinnia, you're up.
Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna look back and be like, I'm good, but I'm gonna try something. We'll see if it works. And I'm gonna attempt to wild shape into a giant eagle.
Okay. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
That's a 13.
13 is fine. You do still use both uses of it based off of the parameters from last time. But you
Okay,
do
cool. And then I'm
manage-
just gonna hold and wait for it to show back up.
Okay. Give me 1 second while I go grab giant eagle name. Why giant eagle. Why I am prepared, DM. All right, so you guys are holding your action until it shows back up. At this point, it does reemerge from the ground. Right there.
Nice.
In the zone of your spirit guardians.
Woohoo!
And right next to both Zinnia and Kyron. So, Brian, if you want to take your Eldritch Blast, and
Eldritch Bliss.
Kyron and Zinnia, if you want to take your attacks.
All right, so that's going to be 3 pew-pews.
Go ahead and roll your attacks.
All right, pew number 1. Still get 3, right? Yeah. Pew number 1. No, I'm using fucking luck. I'm not rolling in that one. Me and my big goddamn mouth rolled a 2. Pew number 1 is an 11.
Misses.
Pew number 2, that's much better, is a 28.
That'll hit.
And pew number 3 is a 26.
Both of those. So 2 of them hit.
All right, so our first pew does 13 damage. Second pew does 8 damage.
Nice. All right.
Not bad for a cantrip, honestly.
No, it's not. Bread and butter of warlocks. Zinnia and Kyron, you guys can take your attacks if you'd like.
Cool. Question: does my spirit guardians act independently from my own action?
Yes, it's not a. It's when the
Okay.
creature enters that area and it has to make a wisdom save, if I remember.
Yes.
Yep.
And you cast it. It fails. So
Cool.
go ahead and roll whatever the fourth level is.
Okay. Is it good or neutral?
The creature?
Yeah, it says on a failed save, the creature takes 3d8 radiant damage if you're good or neutral, or 3d8 necrotic if you are
Shit.
evil.
It's if
It's
you,
you
buddy.
are good or evil.
Oh,
Wheeler.
fucking goddamn it! I
Yeah.
don't know
Wheeler.
how to read, y'all.
What's up?
I am so sorry to interrupt.
You're
Is this
good.
thing still fairy fired?
Let me double check real quick. Because I don't know what the logistics of it are.
You've gotten advantage on one of those.
He would have
I
had
would've got
advantage on
advantage
all of them.
All of those.
That's 26 points of damage for the spirit guardians,
Okay.
and I'm gonna attack with my axe.
I'll say technically yes, because it doesn't say that it loses it, so you could have advantage on it.
All right, I'm gonna roll them all in case I get a crit on anyone.
Feel free.
Do I get advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hey!
wow, that's so much better.
That's a crit. Just for fun, do any of those other ones get crits?
It would only be the first.
No. Yeah, I know, but I'm just.
No, what I'm saying is
Alright.
you missed on the first one, so any of the other ones wouldn't change. If you got a crit, though, you can make that the first one, and then that'll hit as well. So
That's a 19.
Oh, okay.
19 will hit.
Yeah. So, okay. The crit one,
12 points
that
of
would
damage.
be an 8 plus 4, so 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 12s, and then Zinnia, if you want to roll your attacks at advantage.
Yeah, I have a multi-attack, and I got 18 and 16.
The 18 hits, the 16 misses.
Jesus.
Okay. So that's 6 damage.
Okay. Now, with all of those held actions out of the way, it is its turn. Yeah, it's gonna. Ooh. Let's see, what is it gonna do? It's gonna just swing once at Kyron and once at Zinnia. Yes, I remember it's at disadvantage.
Zinnia also has a +1 to AC right now.
Oh, it rolled the same thing. Does a 19 hit, Kyron?
That is my armor class.
So that'll hit.
Yes.
And then the one against Zinnia is a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Alrighty. So, the hit against Kyron is horrible. You only take 19 points of force damage.
Okay.
And the hit against Zinnia is 27 points of force damage.
We split that. I take half it. You take the other half.
Okay.
Also, you're on mute.
So that would be, just to make it easy, 13 points to each of you. Also, Kyron, I need you to make a Constitution
Oh,
saving throw
yes.
for concentration.
What do I need to roll?
Constitution. You have to beat a 10.
Right. Can I math today? It's a 10.
Okay, so
It's like 12.
yeah, you're fine. Also,
Alright.
Kelly, who's that inspiration going to? Just type it in chat. All right, Dee Dee,
Sorry, I have
you
I have
have
inspiration?
you have DM inspiration, which means you can roll another D20, not a D8. So you basically have advantage on any
Cool.
roll that you want to make.
Yay.
No, it's
Who
all
did
good.
that?
It could- Kelly did.
Oh, thanks, Kelly.
It only happens twice per stream, so. But yeah. All right. So, at the end of its turn, Brian, I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Oh,
What?
what?
A strength
What?
saving throw.
What?
What? I have no strength. What are you? What is this? What is this tomfoolery? Okay, 16.
16. You look at it and it just kind of turns around and looks at you, and you feel your body kind of tense up, and you're trying to push through it with all your might, but you can't. You are paralyzed until the start of its next turn.
Ah, damn it.
That is the... Actually, it's gonna... It is going to... move over here and just kind of survey the field. Kyron, you can get, and Vinia, both of you can get attacks of opportunity.
Yay. Wait.
No, you can't because you used your
No,
reaction
because I already
to-
used it. Mhm.
Yeah. So, never mind. God, I gotta remember that stuff. Okay. Top of the round. Asher, you're up.
So, seeing it just bonk the shit out of my friends, I'm going to charge over to it.
Okay.
And with my 23 strength, I'm going to try and take its hammer. I'm going to use my bonus action on the ride over to click my own axe back into a cane and just sort of put it at my side. And with my free hand, I'm going to try and take its hammer.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Strength check. That's a 20 overall.
Okay. Also make a strength check. No, that's an 11. Yeah, it's not paying attention and you grab it out of its hands. It is extremely heavy. You literally grab it out and then it immediately slams to the floor. It is a two-handed weapon for sure for someone your size.
I'm going to man, I fucking love this game. I'm going to do the fighter thing and action surge.
Okay.
I'm also going to drop my shield to the ground, dual wield this fucking hammer, and take 2 swings at it with its own fucking hammer.
Go for it.
This counts. Hold on real quick. I have to check something.
These have advantage because it's very fun.
Yes.
Does this count as a maul?
No. This is a sledgehammer.
Okay.
I will let you know what the damage is
Okay.
if you want to know.
Well, then I'll just roll.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, that's a 14 on the first one.
14 misses. It also is not
That's a nat 1 on the second one. Are you fucking kidding me? I roll a 3 and a 1.
So you go for a swipe against it, and it just dodges out of the way. And the second one that you go to swing at it, it just sticks its hand forward and grabs the front part of the hammer, and just kind of, if it had eyes, it'd be glaring down at you. The mouth just kind of licks forward and licks against the front of your armor, and it just kind of tries to wring it away from you for a second, but still has a grip on it.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's the end of my turn. I'm just fucking holding on to this thing's hammer with both my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And just free action, I'm going to grin right at its stupid fucking stomach mouth and say, let's fucking go.
Okay. That's the end of your turn. Brian,
Oh, I'm
you're
also
up.
gonna tense up with my legs real hard on Fenris because I imagine this bitch is gonna try and pull us around.
Perhaps. Brian, it's your turn. You're paralyzed.
Ugh.
Now you are paralyzed.
Ugh.
Let me check something real quick. Just to make sure. Paralyzed, incapacitated, fails strength and dex. Attack rolls have advantage. Any attack that hits is a crit.
Also, fuck these virtual dice. I'm going back to my normal dice.
Thank you.
Alrighty. That is the end of Brian's turn. Gideon, you're up. Kyron
I
and
was
Zinnia, you're
very
on deck.
useful.
Yep.
Crossbow 2 times, and then 1 second level catapult from Rook.
Go for it.
So
Failed.
rolling twice with advantage. Ooh, the first one was so close. It was a 19. Second one does have a natural 20. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love that we're with us rolling in the thing, everybody else can see. So I rolled a 28 and then a natural 20.
Go for it. Give me that damn knowledge.
Yeah, it's great until you roll 5 nat 1s in a night.
All right, so the
Yeah.
crit is 13. The non-crit is a 12, garbage. So 25. It failed its save, you said?
Yeah.
And then, so it's going to get another 3d8 from Rook. That's another 16. And then on top of that, because I'm just going to go full Nova, I'm going to Arcane Jolt on top of it for an extra 2d6,
Okay. It's looking hurt.
which is another 10. So 25 plus 26 is 51 for my turn.
Nice. All right, you're gonna move. Or you staying there?
I gotta see where I am again. Yeah, I'll stay where I am. I'm fine.
At the end of your turn, you watch as the creature is now kind of heaving and bleeding whatever semblance of blood that it has.
Wheeler, you're too far from the mic.
Yeah, can't hear you.
It's bleeding, and at the end of your turn, it jumps into the air and slams down with the sledgehammer in the center of the room.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh no.
hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
No.
Hey, buddy.
Wheeler, doesn't Asher have the sledgehammer?
I'm
on the
still
thing? He
holding
has a
on to
grip
that
it?
there, bud.
He did.
Does it not have to, like, roll against me to try and get it back?
You can roll a strength test at disadvantage as it's taking its full force into the air.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'm doing it.
You may go with it, I will say.
I mean, honestly, I don't give a shit. Disadvantage? Please be. Ooh, yeah, that was a 15 and another 15.
Okay?
So that's, was that a strength check?
Yeah.
A 21 total.
It rolled a 29.
Okay, it gets its hammer back.
Do you want to go with it?
Is it wrong if part of me wants to say yes?
Ben, this is up to you.
Did it do so very quickly and without warning?
Yes.
Yeah, then I went with it because I was not ready for it to fucking superhero land in the air.
You are undefeated off of Fenris. As it slams into the ground, I need everyone to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay.
Except
That is a natural
Ryan,
20.
you failed automatically because you're paralyzed.
Wait. At the start of its next turn, right?
Yeah, this isn't.
Is it
It's
not-
this. No, this is a legendary action.
Oh, goddamn legendary actions. All right, I failed.
You have a +1 to all your saves as well.
All right, so natural 20, Zinnia,
Yep.
Aster, Fenris,
What am
So
I
a
rolling?
22.
dexterity saving throw.
Do I still need to make it even though I'm hanging onto its hammer?
Yes. There is a concussive burst of energy that sifts out from where the hammer hit.
What's my... Oh, that's not bad. That's an 18.
Okay. That's a success.
7 for me, 21 for Rook.
Rook is fine. What did Fenris roll?
7 for me.
7 for you.
I don't think he has anything for his dex. So he rolled an 8.
Okay. So anyone who rolled below an 18, so Brian and everyone who rolled below an 18, Fenris still has evasion technically, but so above an 18, you take 11 points of force damage. Anything below an 18, you take 23 points of force damage as this concussive burst just blows out. The pillars kind of crack underneath the pressure of this damage.
So you take 11 and I take 11
Yeah.
on top of my own 23.
Wait, what do I take?
You take 11.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And with that, Kyron and Zinnia, you both are up.
Cool. I'm gonna drop my spirit guardian. Sorry, I forgot what they were called. I was gonna say spirit guides, and I was like, wait, that's completely different. I'm going to I'm gonna cast. Wait, hold on. Does the necrotic damage seem to have taken any effect on it? Like, did
Yeah.
it seem to have like really damaged it at all?
Yeah, it seems to have done some semblance of damage. It doesn't seem to be immune to necrotic damage.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Blight at 5th level.
Okay, that's a Constitution save.
Not safe. Yes.
Oh, jeez. That is a 19.
Yeah, this succeeds.
Okay, so half damage, which again is still
Yep.
going to be ridiculous because you and Zinnia rolled
Yes.
stupid on your blights.
Also, it's 9 dice, so. Can I
Bloody
count?
boys.
Can I count? That's a D10. That's not right.
That's not right.
Okay, hold on a second. ASMR, dice down. Okay. You're welcome. Oh, well, that's easy. That's 40.
So 20.
So 20.
All right. You watch as even though it's a constitute creature, it does take the damage. It's looking pretty hurt. It's heavily breathing, and again, whatever semblance of blood it has in it is now kind of cascading out of the mouth from its stomach. But with that, it is Zinnia's turn.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna real quick bonus action drop Wild Shape,
Okay.
and I am going to take after Kyron and blight this bitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
It definitely saves. I rolled a natural 20, so but half damage still.
Okay.
Damn it, it's not
Well,
attack. I
also
can't say
fifth
no, it
level,
doesn't.
So. Damn it. All right, so 43,
43
and then halved.
in half. How do you want to do this?
Nice.
I don't know. I'm just gonna jump out. Like, I'm gonna unwild shape, land hard, and be like, "Fuck you! You hurt my friends," and then it dies.
As you do that, you watch as Zinnia drops out of wild shape and casts the spell. You watch as it kind of writhes and moves around and then kind of lands on one arm as the energy is kind of seeping through it. You can see this pulsating. It is face to face with you, Gideon, as the mouth is just kind of dripping this like liquid that seems to be turning to stone and splashing into the pool below. you watch as the face, heavy breathing, the cloth kind of slowly moves, and then it immediately turns to the same color as the stonework around you and takes its final rest in this hand on the ground on its knees right in front of you as a stone statue.
Can I rip the hammer away from it now?
You can.
It's
The hammer is
Is it not
also
so.
turned to stone.
Is it
Oh.
not standing in a pool of water? Is that
It
what we
is.
noticed? How deep is that pool of water?
It's only about a foot.
Oh, okay.
I was about to go for a swim.
What a bitch.
All right, who needs healed?
You do notice that there are pieces of it that didn't turn to stone.
Like
see-
what?
There seems to be some kind of brass, like large amulet tapestry that's green cloth on its front. Attached to what seems to be like a now stone chain on its side that you didn't see before, seems to be a ring. And then, one second, there's one more thing. Just have to remember as I go through. Those are two things you notice at the moment.
You said a ring and what else?
A ring, what seems to be a tapestry attached to a really nice piece of brass with like some kind of glinting green gem in it.
Sorry, I was not taking notes.
Okay. And I have to find it. There was one other thing. There is another item that I will have to figure out in a second. I had the information around me and it seems to have disappeared. So.
But the hammer's useless now.
The hammer is turned to stone. Yes.
Son of a bitch. I just drop it.
Oh, and there's
I will. Go ahead.
there's an amulet around its neck.
Assuming that all of the stuff that would have turned to stone is non-magical, someone should take a look at those to see if they're, before we try prying them off, to see if magic is what kept them from turning to stone along with the rest of it.
Magic.
I mean, Zinnia can do it at will if you don't want to waste a spell slot.
I've got plenty of spell slots. I'll use one up.
Okay,
Also, I don't have to make a wisdom save whenever I cast a spell.
that's fair.
That's a good point.
You cast it. There is magic coming off of a faint bit of magic coming off the ring. There is a decent amount of magical energy coming off of the amulet, and there is a vast amount of magic coming off of the whatever this seemingly tapestry is.
Oh, okay. Careful. This is a lot of stuff. What kind of magic is it?
Flying carpet.
The
Only.
ring gives off a conjuration base. The
Before I get it answered what the amulet is, I go over and touch it.
okay.
God damn it.
Nothing happens. The amulet gives abjuration, and the seeming tapestry. Give me 1 second. Gives off heavy abjuration, like very, very heavy abjuration.
All right. Sorry, say it one more time.
So you got conjuration from the ring, and then abjuration from the other two, with the whatever this again seeming tapestry is giving off a very, very heavy abjuration. And as you get kind of closer, you realize that it's actually a mantle of some kind. It just wouldn't have fit the shoulders of this creature, and it wore it in front of it.
Ah. All right. This thing's well, obviously depending on what it was animating, but this is very powerful stuff. I just be real careful around it.
It's a piece of cloth.
Yeah, no, Ashter, how long have you been wandering around this place with all these things that come to life? Just don't touch it, man.
I stare Brian down with his grumpy frown, and I reach one hand out.
Kind of want to touch it. Do it.
And I touch it.
I back away.
The tapestry?
Yep.
Or the mantle? Nothing happens.
I give it a couple pats like I'm trying to get dust out of it.
There is a slight amount of dust that comes off of it, but it is very well kept and very pretty.
It's just a cloak.
Yeah.
I unaffix the cloak from it.
Okay.
And just hold it up in my hand.
Yeah, as you get a better look at it and as you pick it up off the body, it seems to be very, very nice worked brass with decently sized cut, very well cut emeralds in it, and the cloak behind that kind of billows off the back of it is also a very deep green made of very fine silks and is not decayed in the slightest.
I sniff it.
It smells faintly of ale and a forge.
Dude, it smells like fire and booze.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to cast Aura Vitality and just inject myself with a concentrated healing potion. Heal myself back up to full over the next half minute. I have another 8d6 that I can deal out to people. 2d6 at a time. Who else needs some
Heal
points?
everyone else up first. As I'm sort of investigating this thing, Wheeler, does it feel? I mean, you said it had like brass and cloth and emeralds. Is it like heavy?
It's got a heft to it. It's not overtly heavy. You've seen mantles like this worn by like higher officials within city guards or nobles within town. Sometimes brandish their nobility by wearing mantles. It's got that general feel to it.
I'm gonna take it and just quickly like floof it out and put it over myself.
Okay. It's uncomfortable because you are very broad-shouldered and it is not made to fit you.
Too gaudy. I take it off and just throw it at Brian.
Brian, you get 12 hit points.
I can also heal people.
Byron, you get 11.
Okay. I'm also going to heal myself, I guess. Does anyone else need anywhere? No, not 111. Oh my gosh. I wish. Does anyone else need more healing?
I have 114. I'm good.
Okay, cool. I'm going to heal myself.
After I do that, Wheeler, I'm going to take that amulet off of this thing and just hold it up.
Okay. The amulet itself looks to be made of a very dark metal mixed with some stone, and has not language but like an intricate pattern on it. This one does have, oddly enough, a little bit more weight than you were expecting, but
All right, one more to the pile, and I put it on.
Okay.
For those counting at home, I'm now wearing 5 necklaces.
Choo-chang.
for sake of brevity, since I'm sure you guys will look at the ring is a looks to be a steel ring with the face of a dwarven man, with the beard just on it.
Okay.
Like not an actual beard, but like the face has a beard.
I was assuming that
It's
it
a
was
ring
on
of
the
beard
face.
having.
Oh. Now that I think about it, I think I'd look good with a beard.
Sure.
A ring of beard having. Well,
Do you put on the ring?
No.
Okay. Just
I
wondering.
don't have enough attunement slots for anything. So if
I
it
have
is,
attunement slots
What's saying that it's an attunable item?
available.
I'm just saying if it's something that needs attunement, I wouldn't get any use out of
It's
it.
magical.
By the way, did anyone ever want the wand of winter from me?
Are you giving it out?
I'm not attuned to it anymore because I switched it out for
Oh.
the multi-tool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Nice. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess I
once-
could take my boots off, but
cool. Wheeler, I specifically don't have anyone figure out what that amulet does. I just put it on and forget it. And I have to go because I have to go finish charts.
Okay. Everyone's about to switch over weirdly, so.
Everyone's about to be other people. All right. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for playing with
Night,
me.
guys.
Everyone will be kind of off space
Bye.
too. That's all good. Bah. Okay, let me see if I can fix this real quick while you guys continue talking. If you want to identify stuff, let me know.
Yeah. I don't know if I have any spells for that, so that are prepared. I don't even know if I have that spell, to be honest with you. Hey Gideon, do you want to see what these are?
Yeah, I can look at it.
Okay. Here you go.
Hand them over.
All right. Are you going to identify them?
If we have time, like during a rest, because I don't have identify as a spell prepared.
Yeah, let's take a short rest.
Okay.
We can look around this little area too while we do it.
Mm-hmm. All right. You take the recommended time. I will say it does take about 30 minutes to get to know. So what of the items would you like to? Well, I guess there's only two because Astra took the amulet. So
We've got the ring, and we've got what else?
The tapestry.
the mantle.
Tapestry.
Mantle. Same thing.
That's what I'm looking at.
Okay. As you spend some time with the ring, rather quickly, you realize.
I know. I said the tapestry is what I'm looking at, not the ring.
Okay. Then
You
the
poopus.
tapestry is what you're looking at. I just assumed you were going to look at both, but.
Well, if I only have time for one right now, I'm looking at that one.
No, you have time for two. That's what I said, and then I realized
okay.
that you only had two. So.
Oh yeah, then don't worry about any of that.
Okay. So, for sake of brevity, you look at the ring first, because why not? The ring is a rather simple and pretty common magic item. It's called the Ring of Dwarven Beauty.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Fuck off.
And sure enough,
That's a common magic item.
yes,
It's ridiculous.
literally all it does is let you grow a beard.
I'm gonna say all it does is prevent that last fucking broom from triggering.
Maybe I do want it.
did this thing happen because none of us have fucking beards?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I very much, that thing was wearing it, but it did not have a beard.
It's like a stone thing. It
Well, that's
can't grow a beard.
Clearly the ring is busted.
Well, or it was growing underneath the cowl that you couldn't see.
Yeah, no, it's a broken ring. You can
Wait.
have it.
Get in.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird request, but can I have that?
I mean, you can fight over it. I don't want it.
No, before I was, I kind of proud of my beard, and
You had a beard?
yeah, I can't. This elfy, wispy body doesn't really grow facial hair that well. So
You can have it. I fear it would make me look too masculine.
thank you.
Am I gonna have to update Brian's minion character right now to have a beard?
Yup,
Yes.
he's got a beard now.
Okay.
Do you put it on, Brian?
Yeah.
Immediately when you put it on, you sprout facial hair that grows about a foot in length.
Oh, whoa.
That's
whoa.
a lot. We'll need to cut that. We'll need to cut
too
that.
much.
Yeah.
Too much.
I'll I got some scissors. We'll make it work. Shears. I've got some shears.
Should probably at least like braid it in the meantime.
Oh yeah.
Ah, it's itchy. I forgot it itched.
Hey, if you take it off the ring, would it stay?
I take it off.
Immediately as you take it off, the entire beard falls to the ground
Oh,
and just turns to dust.
I don't like that at all.
That is so weird.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm keeping this. I'm not wearing it, but I'm keeping it.
Okay.
Um,
Brian
As-
has an idea.
yeah. As you guys sit and finish out your long rest, Gideon, the mantle itself is a very, very strong magical item.
Okay.
Based on most of the runes, which seem dwarven in nature, you gather that it would probably have to be attuned to, and most likely attuned to by a dwarf of some kind.
Are
Just
useful.
based on the gist of it. With the assistance of Zinnia, because she can read Dwarvish, there is a stipulation that kind of reads along the outside of it. And the gist of it is that it is meant for Dwarven lords or those whom Dwarven lords give their blessing upon. But it is called the Mantle of the Constitute Lord.
Okay, fuck. Handing out legendary items now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But as your short rest ends, you guys get another heavy waft of this now very sulfurous and very warm wind.
So who wants to hold on to this?
Sorry, what?
Who wants to hold on to this? Because I don't think any of us can use it right now.
Oh, I mean, we can put it in the bag.
Ashtra kind of saunters over and opens up the bag.
Here you go. Put it in the bag.
Okay.
First of all, Wheeler, I'd like to say fuck you for giving us a legendary item that none of us can use right now.
You got to figure out how to use it.
Or just sell it.
Yeah. Or give it to the right person for something else.
All right, we finished our short rest. What's in this throne room?
Make an investigation check.
Guidance.
I'm still exhausted.
Oh, maybe I should do it.
I'm not.
I still have a +8, so I'm still gonna do it.
Okay.
Gideon is also better at investigation, so go ahead.
With disadvantage, rolling a 16 and a 17, I got a 24. With guidance on top of that, another D4 will be a 27.
27. Yeah. As you guys kind of get up and start to move around, trying to figure out what to do next, a few things catch your attention. One, there are some general papers that kind of sit on the tables up near where the throne is. You see just talks of trade, the blase notes of seeming some kind of council that was here. You do notice that behind the throne itself, there seems to be some kind of inscription that you can't read. You notice that the door on the right side of the throne is very intricately made and is also both trapped and locked as you take a second to look at it with that roll. The door to the left is very much the door to a dungeon you gather together just very easily. Also is slightly warm to the touch, and you feel that waft of warm air coming from this door.
Can I tell directionally from where we were pointing earlier that the flower was in that direction?
It was in the direction of the door that
Sorry, that was not a sentence, but I tried.
it is from the door that is the iron slab door heading down towards the dungeons. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I want to check the trapped door.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have proficiency in thieves' tools, which means basically I'm looking at like double proficiency, so at least a +8 regardless of what the check is, up to a +12. So even with disadvantage, I should be all right.
Okay, go for it.
What skill amazing?
It'd be a thieves' tool check. Are you trying to disarm the trap, or are you trying to unlock the door?
Both.
Okay, so then both of them make 2 thieves' tool checks.
With what skill?
It'd be Dex.
Or what ability score, I mean.
Be
Yeah, Dex. Give me that good old +12. That's 20. Well, hold on. I have to roll a disadvantage. Okay, so the lower of the two is 25.
Okay.
This is my busted ass character. Was that just for the lock or just for one of them?
Yeah. Which one do you want to do on it? Do you want to do the trap first, or do you want to do?
I would probably assume you want to disarm the trap before you go to unlock it.
So easily enough, you go through, and there's a moment where you kind of shake your head, and you're worried you may have screwed up the methodical step in your head of how to disarm it. You continue on, and you hear just like the faintest but nothing happens, and you seem to have disarmed the trap easily.
Okay, I'm gonna unlock it.
Okay, go ahead and attempt to
Ooh,
unlock.
so much worse. 16.
Yeah.
And that's with disadvantage.
16, as you attempt to unlock it, you again are kind of just focused in on it, and you kind of just phase out and kind of dissociate for a second. And as you're going for it, and you're like, I got this, you turn it and you hear it click, and you're like, yeah. And then you look down and you see that the lockpick that you used snapped, and is wedged inside of the lock itself.
Great. I'm gonna cast Blink and get on the other side of the door.
Okay. It is a dark hallway.
How far?
Past your dark vision,
Mm-hmm.
but if you want to keep walking, you can.
I mean, blink only lasts for 1 minute. Is there a easier way to unlock the door from this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, flip that bitch open.
Okay. You click it. It takes a second because you have to dislodge the lockpick in the mechanism, but you manage to kind of just force it open with like a.
And I'll let blink dissipate.
Okay. But yeah, the door is now open.
Hey, I found a hallway. Surprise.
I like
The dwarves added another hallway.
love hallways. Very very fun time. Lots of hallways.
If you would like to follow this hallway, you can. It only leads about 100 feet back, and then leads into a very large room with no exits as you look around it, and a large 4-post bed.
Are there some pots with health inside them in front of this large room?
No.
Damn.
There is a desk, an armoire of sorts, and that's about it. It is a well-furnished room that seems to have rotted away with time, but seemingly from deduction, as you guys are very good at that, you can deduce that this is probably the king's bedroom or leader's bedroom.
Just for fun, I'll just dancing lights, just send them around the room, see if there's anything waiting to kill us.
Is the bed soft?
If you want to try and lay on it.
I fucking do.
Okay. You lay on it. The bed immediately breaks underneath your weight.
No.
Dancing
I'm
lights
not getting up.
pulled up.
Boo.
There are a few very much fading art pieces on the wall of just general dwarven scenery, some pictures of mining, some of seemingly the creation of these halls, and over the desk you see what seems to be a self-portrait, or I should say, sorry, a portrait of this individual, a woman, just kind of next to each other, and that very like, we had to do this picture because someone wanted us to do it look, but nothing seems to be wanting to murder you per se.
Nice change.
Yeah.
This room is bereft of that warm draft.
I think we need to go the other direction.
Yeah, there's no flowers in here. All right, I'll get out of bed.
Off the ground.
Yep.
Okay.
Back the other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna just pop off another detect magic in this room. Do I see anything at all?
Crazy enough, this room is bereft of magic as well.
Oh, all right. All right, I'm satisfied. Back we go.
All right. You guys head back
Yep.
into the throne room to the opposite side. Or
Yeah.
are you going somewhere else?
I'd like to go somewhere else, but we'll go the way we're supposed to go.
You can go. You can leave right now if you want to. There's
Let's
nothing
just
stopping
leave
you.
right now. No, we'll keep going.
Okay. The door to the dungeon is actually unlocked. And immediately as you open it, that warm sulfurous air enhances 5 or 6 notches. You can feel the draft much better now, and you can smell it much worse now, I guess I should say.
Mm.
And immediately, both Kyron and Ashter get a very uneasy feeling.
Great. There's undead in here, y'all.
You also all hear this like faint just like whistling coming from somewhere.
Do I recognize the tune? Being a bard?
Make a performance check.
Would that not be history?
I'm giving him.
No, make it performance. Let me
I'm
make it
giving him.
performance.
I mean,
the
that's fair.
ability to- yeah. He's a bard.
I mean, it could be like charisma history instead of.
That's 18.
18. The tune sounds oddly familiar. As you kind of rack your brain for a second, just also starting to feel generally uneasy. It's a very old tune. It was one of like the bass tunes you learned when you first got to college for being a bard.
Oh God, it's caught on me, Ben.
But it's like one of those tunes that it's like this is every bard's rite of passage. They all play it at taverns. Over time, that's not become a thing, but it is a old tune, but a common tune. And it seems to be coming from ahead of you.
All right, should we stealth? Let's stealth.
Sure.
All right, stealth check then if you're stealthing.
I cast fast without tree.
Okay.
I'm gonna snap my fingers, go invisible.
Okay.
I'm gonna use that D20 that I got from Kelly.
All right.
Because I rolled a natural 1 and I'm not cool with that. Thank you, Kelly. 18 plus 10, so 28.
All right, 28. If someone wants to roll for Ashter, disadvantage. And don't forget to add plus 10 to whatever you rolled.
I got it. Damn it. I rolled a natural 20, so it's a 14
Is that the plus 10?
plus 10, so
24?
24.
Okay.
Well, Gideon got a 16 total. With disadvantage, I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Oof.
Oh.
Let's see.
Altogether, I got 20.
With invisibility and all that, that's a 31.
That's not
Rook
bad.
got a 30.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So overall, pretty decent. Even Gideon still did pretty well. As you guys stealth forward and down a flight of stairs into a very large, like 3-story room. You can see out. There's a large, just kind of open area, and then along the walls there are cells. That whistling hasn't really gotten any louder, but is kind of slightly echoing off the walls, and it's kind of adding to the creepiness and uneasiness of this area. Zinnia and Brian, you both notice that at the bottom of this area, there seems to be some kind of cave that is giving off the faintest bit of like an orange glow of fire.
Does that scream magic life-giving flower to you, or does that scream horrible impending doom?
I think both.
Yeah, column A, column B.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's fine. It's fine. Walk towards the creepy light.
You guys
Slowly
head
and
around.
invisibly.
You guys head around and down the stairs that lead down to the central area. As you guys kind of glance past the cells that you're moving just past at a slow pace, there are some of them that are occupied by skeletons. There are some of them that are not occupied, but the general gist of this entire area seems to be that there is nothing living. You guys make it down to the bottom floor, and that uneasiness picks up. The heat picks up, and that sulfurous smell picks up as you begin to walk towards this cavern. Making your way into it, as I've said, the air gets uncomfortably warm. Like when you get too close to a fire and you have to pull away because it's so warm, but in this case you can't. The smell starts to burn your nose, and your eyes kind of adjusted to the darkness of this area kind of just have to refocus every 50 feet or so as it kind of gets somewhat brighter and somewhat brighter. And after probably about 200 feet, the cave kind of opens up into this very not well-made cavern. Probably no longer than 180 feet in length, maybe 60 feet in width. Immediately, as your eyes kind of adjust to the room, you hear weird sounds, but something catches your attention. You see off in the corner, glowing ever so slightly with a divine radiance. A grouping of vines growing up the wall with large red flowers coming off of it. The next thing you notice, being as it's right next to it, is an individual currently clipping leaves off of some of these flowers and seemingly putting it into some kind of tea kettle. As your eyes kind of adjust and the sound sits a little bit more, you start to hear what sounds like hoofbeats on the ground. As you look around, you see multiple stables filled not with horses, or at least not with what horses are supposed to look like. You see glowing red and almost made out of pure shadow, bolted in some way or another to pieces of metal or wood within these stables. The things of nightmares, currently shaking their head and starting to get ramped up by seemingly presence of something new in the area. You also see, now that you have kind of filtered in here and unbeknownst just kind of moved forward into the general area, what seems to be dozens of white wings still bleeding at the base of these vines. And off in the corner in a stable away from the rest, 3 very malnourished and very weary looking winged white horses in a state of dismay and seeming disease. Almost without warning, the entire room falls to a hush. Every single one of these horses calms, and the room just gets quiet. The snipping stopped. You watch as this individual kind of walks over and puts the tea kettle on to some kind of heating element of some kind. Kind of, without looking at any of you, just kind of begins to speak. So, you are the individuals who made your way through these halls, past the many constructs and leftover defenses, past the Thalud which I have seen so many fall to, and have made quite fun playthings for me. It's impressive that you've made your way here. And he kind of turns around and you see very pale skin, grayish hair, seemingly just an old man in fine robes. I don't know why you're here, nor do I really care. But for sake of civility and call it interest, I'd like to have a chat. Come, let's have a cup of tea. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
I am not drinking a drop of anything that man puts in front of me.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Cannot convince me that this is just an old man and not a lich. Did any of us pick lich for our
No.
fucking bet coming in? I know I didn't.
No. I said, I don't even remember what I said.
All right. So,
God damn it.
thank you for those of you who came out tonight. We really appreciate it. Thank you for those of you who stuck around. I'm going to throw out a raid for whoever's up right now. If anyone is, you know what? We'll throw one to Billy. Why not? Thank you for those of you who joined us. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow the channel if you haven't already. Please consider subscribing if you have the money for it. Don't forget to resubscribe if you Twitch Prime subscribed. Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our next episode of Over the Killjaw Peaks. We really appreciate you coming out and joining us for all of this. We hope that you have a wonderful night and a great rest of your week. That's it. So, good night. Stick around for the raid. We really appreciate you. And we'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.